Well, it's great to be here at the Hollywood 2024 Christmas Parade. We're expecting a huge turnout. Star Cars is here in force. And of course, they got the Broderick Crawford 1955 Highway Patrol Buick ready to go. A year ago we were here, but 2024 overall was another tremendous year of events with the Highway Patrol Buick, starting with the Hollywood Christmas Parade. It was followed by the Chabad Hanukkah Parade, where the rabbi actually puts a menorah on top of my Buick and he can light it according to the day of Hanukkah that it is. Then we did the Hermosa Beach Parade, the Claremont CERT car show. Advanced Flow Engineering had multiple car shows we attended. We did the Hollywood Police Activities League car show right here on April 28th. On July 4th, I was back in Claremont for their annual July 4th parade. That was followed on July 20th by the Glendale Car Show, which was one of the biggest I've ever been to. On August 25th, San Marino had a concourse, very much like what you would see up in Big Sur, and the cars were magnificent. October 6th, Law Enforcement Day at the Lighthouse Baptist Church in Laverne. Another great thing that happened in 2024 is the growth of the Highway Patrol Facebook group that was started by Mike Mayberry and his dad. Very, very excited that we're pushing over 3,000 members. The big news this year was from FETV.
Attention all units.
To celebrate 10-4 Day, FETV radio's Highway Patrol superfan Gary Goltz to select his 10 favorite episodes from the show.
FETV called me and asked me to host the 10-4 Day marathon of my favorite episodes of Highway Patrol. I got to introduce each one of the episodes, and they had it on a 5-hour block. I hope you like my picks, and let's start with Season 1, Episode 1, Prison Break. And of course, the icing on the cake was it was shown on Friday, October 4th, 10-4 Day. This is Gary Gold saying 10-4. I want to share a couple of special things that occurred this past year. One of them was being contacted by a father whose 2 kids were photographed in front of my car back in the late 90s when I first bought the Buick and started showing it at various events. And those 2 kids joined the Highway Patrol. In fact, their father was with the Highway Patrol when I took the picture of those 2 kids in their little uniforms, and now they're full-grown CHP officers. And here's the picture. Earlier this year, I was in the Moore Park area, and I got to meet the current CHP commissioner, Sean Dury. He's a great guy. He was absolutely familiar with Highway Patrol and Broderick Crawford. It's in the CHP Museum, which is located at their headquarters in Sacramento. They have Broderick's picture right next to Eric Estrada and my friend Larry Wilcox. Very pleased to show off this beautiful t-shirt I found on the internet of Broderick Crawford with his mic in his hand. Fits the car perfectly. Let's catch up with our pal Shotgun Tom Kelly, who's over on the red carpet. Shotgun gave me a plug and even mentioned our late great friend, Tom LaBonge, who was the co-creator at 10-4 Day and a member of the Los Angeles City Council. He was a booster of everything Hollywood and known as Mr. Los Angeles.
I've been here many times. I ride Gary Goltz's Highway Patrol car.
Okay.
And of course that's from the old television show with Broderick Crawford. What a great show that was. And Tom LaBonge got me in my very first parade, and I'm so glad to be here today.
So we talked about the highlights I had with the car over the last year. How about for you, Shotgun?
Well, you know, it's always an honor to be in the Hollywood Christmas Parade. But I'll tell you something, Gary. From last year, I remember you came down to my house and saw my HO train layout with C. Van Toon.
C. Van Toon was the editor of Motor Trend back in '97 when they ran an article about me and the Buick and featured me in a video on their TV show.
Today, this restoration jumps off the page. The pages of Motor Trend magazine. Editor C. Van Toon is a fan.
And it was so nice to see him one more time. I can't tell you how much that meant to me. And look at the HO Skill Buick that's part of your train display. Wonderful. Also, it was a real thrill for us to see your home studio and watch you at work.
It's now time to talk with legendary NFL referee Walt Coleman.
Plus, we saw your vintage radio equipment.
You got to see my microphone collection.
Yes, I did.
And there's mics from the 40s to the 30s and back up in the 60s and right here today. And you know what? In my book, all I want to do is play the hits. But your Highway Patrol car is in the book, and it's right in front of the Chinese Theater.
Right here. So I'm here with Rusty Locke, the son of John Locke, who was Officer Garvey in several of the early Highway Patrol episodes, some of the best ones. Rusty and I are old friends. He would come to our 10-4 day.
Greetings, my friends. You can only imagine what the 10-4 event looks like in the future. See, I've seen it. And Gary, you're there. You remember it. I am Rusty Locke, and John Locke is my father. I'm a big fan of the show, of my father in the show, oddly enough. Currently, I'm going back to the future, erased from existence.
10-4, Rusty. Good to see you. We're at the Hollywood Christmas Parade every year because of Nate Truman. He makes it happen with his Star Cars group. Nate has cars from movies and TV, and we're proud to be representing Broderick Crawford and Highway Patrol. Nate is leading the procession with his replica 1966 Batmobile. Do you have any of the tricks like the rockets and all that great stuff that he had?
We have the 3 different rocket tubes that shoot up to about 1,000 feet, the smoke screen out of the rear tubes, flyer out of the back. The Bat phone is a working phone, so you can plug it into your Apple phone. We got a blade that comes out the front of the car to check cut chains, and lots of flashing lights.
Nate, we thank you for everything you've done. I gotta tell you, it's been such a pleasure to be part of Star Cars Central and be able to come to this wonderful event and all the other events we do all year round. Now it's time to start the parade. The route goes east on Hollywood Boulevard with a right at the famous intersection of Hollywood and Vine. We're passing the Chinese Theater, where one of Broderick Crawford's 2 stars on the Walk of Fame are on display. This year's hosts are Dean Cain, Laura McKenzie, Elizabeth Staton, and Montel Williams. As we head east on Hollywood Boulevard, this year's procession is 3 cars in tandem, putting us very close to the parade watchers who love the Buick. And I love talking to them through the car's microphone and loudspeaker system.
Bring that dog over here.
Under arrest. That's the dog wanted in the bank heist this morning.
Yeah.
Bring that dog over here. The dog's under arrest. I couldn't believe the enthusiasm and love of this year's crowd. We made the turn at Hollywood and Vine, and the crowds didn't let up.
Well, I gotta tell you folks, this is a wonderful Hollywood Christmas parade. I've seen this at many parades for many years, but I'll tell you this year, 2024, is probably the biggest crowds on both sides of the street.
Well, we had a wonderful time this year at the Hollywood Christmas Parade. The parade's telecast will be on December 14th on CW stations across the country. Check your local listings to see what time and channel. Shotgun and I are heading to the finish line because Santa is on his way to close the parade. On behalf of Shotgun Tom Kelly, this is Gary Goltz wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.